Hey everyone! Today we're going to learn another useful regular expression function, which is the substitute or sub function. Regular expressions subfunction is more powerful than Microsoft substitute and replace functions. Why? Because you can replace all occurrences of a regex pattern rather than only all occurrences of a string in another string. I named it Pysub. With Pysub you can do more. Pysub has 5 parameters. Text, pattern, and repl are mandatory. Flags and count are optional. By default, the flags parameter is nothing, and the count is 0. Without wasting more time, let's get started. Before starting, I want to show you why we should use RegEX Pysub instead of Microsoft substitute function. Well, the two first examples are about Microsoft substitute function, and they explain clearly what I mean. The first one, I'm passing the name Bob with B uppercase is old text, and the name Eric is new text. As result, I've got two changements, the first and the second Bob in the text. In the second example, I'm passing Bob all lowercase is old text, and as a result, I've got only one changement, the last Bob. As you may notice, the substitute function is case sensitive, and only substitutes string by another string. This why we need to use RegEX functions in Excel, because it gives you more power over string handling, using both string and patterns. Well, let's take the first example. I'm passing the same Bob lowercase as a pattern, and re.I as flags. Okay, I've got all Bob changed in one time. I can make my function case sensitive by only removing the flags, and leave it empty. Example number 2. Just like what we did in the last videos. I'm passing the phone numbers pattern and 4 stars is replacement text. Well, as you can see, all phone numbers got replaced. This approach is very useful if you want to mask phone numbers or credit cards in a text. Example number 3. Always the phone numbers pattern. Only this time I'm looking positive behind and matching 3 numbers followed by a dash followed by another 3 numbers followed by another dash and return as a result the last 4 numbers. So Pysub function will substitute the last 4 numbers by 4 stars. Example number 4. I want to use the previous example, but this time, I want to pass number 2 to the count parameter. As result, I have only 2 matches. Only the last part of the 2 first examples got masked. Let's move to example number 5. This time I want to mask the @ symbol and the last part of the email in all emails in the text. Example number 6. I want to mask the first part of the email with @ symbol in all emails in the text. Examples number 7 and 8 show why we need to look ahead, look behind and look around in some cases. Well, example number 7 pattern @ symbol and the dot sign got consumed. However, in the example number 8, by using positive look ahead and positive look behind, the @ symbol and the dot sign are not consumed. This is a very important concept in regular expression that you should be aware of it. Examples number 9. Here what I want to show you is a real example of how to clean data. We will see how you extract all phone numbers from a text. No matter how big it is. Especially if the phone numbers don't have the same format. Well, first I'm going to mess with all phone numbers in the text. And then I want to match them all using a RegEX pattern. re.findall comes in handy. If you look at the pattern in the cell B68, you can see that I'm using kind of long pattern. It's hard to read, but its logic is easy peasy. What this pattern does is, basically, it will checks for 3 digits followed by another 3 digits followed by another 4 digits. And there are few characters in between that need to be taken care of. Like spaces, dashes, parentheses. Next I need to do some substitutions. First one is to match right side parenthesis or any characters non-alphanumeric between digits to a dash. And next do another substitution, replacing the left side parenthesis or if there is a dash a between 4 and 3 digits. And replace each one by a space. As you can see, we've got the result that we want after 3 steps. So once you're satisfied with the result, you can build a formulas using nested RegEX functions. As I did in the example number 10. In one line you can get amazing result that is hard to get even with VBA. Example number 11. Just like we did in the previous videos. If you've passed an empty cell as a source text, or there is no match, the error message comes in handy. Now let's move to the last example for today's video. Kind of a bonus for you guys. To show how far we can go with this approach in real-life examples. Okay, what I want to do now is, instead of returning cleaned phone numbers from the text, why don't we change them inside the text and return the whole text? Well, the process for such a RegEX is slightly different than the using nested formulas. First thing first, I did masked all the commas and apostrophes in the text. So when I split text and loop through it, so I won't lose them. Next I will mark all the phone numbers just like we did earlier. Next I do replace a bunch of characters by a single dash. Let's say we have 4 phone numbers in this text. So, when I split the text by found phone numbers, I get another list that has a length greater than the phone list. It's logic. Next, I do 2 for loops. The first one gets phone numbers index in text list. And the second loop helps me to zip the text list with the phone result list. In this way I get as result a new list with cleaned phone numbers. But I need one more thing. To clean it a little bit to a brand new text. As you can see, I get a clean nice text. Well, that's pretty much it for today's video. See you in the next one.